almost Saturday for you people out there on the East Coast. And
Nexxlegacy.
shout out to all the people that listens overseas. I definitely appreciate all the love and support. Not only that you've given me for almost 7 years, but just in general, just the people that just listen. You don't have to call and be proactive on the air, but as long as I got your listenership, we definitely rocking. And for the people that do call in, of course, much love, much respect, all up top. Tonight, once my guest gets in here, we're definitely going to talk about this song right here, which is available on iTunes. You can go ahead and pick it up. I Want Your Lovin' by Mr. Ronn David. And Ron, music is in this man's DNA for the simple fact that he's the son of Ruth Brown, who is, if you ain't heard of Ruth Brown, she's the queen of R&B, rhythm and blues. And Clyde McPhatter, which is the founder and lead vocalist of the Drifters. So just let that sink in for a minute. You get those two, you get Ronn David. You get this single right here, you get a new classic. I'm just saying. It's definitely one of those songs where, I mean, it's a little deeper than just a spring, summer, fall, winter kind of song. It's one of those songs that I'm glad everybody's listening to and have the opportunity to be able to listen and absorb and appreciate, because that's my thing. Like, you know, I feel like I've done enough, not just homework, but listening to the music of Ronn David to know and appreciate and feel that it's deeper than just music. Like, I Want Your Lovin' is one of those kind of songs where it just kind of puts you in one of them lanes where you can just kind of stay there, especially if you making, I was gonna say make love, make history too, with the kind of song that's vibing. Or you could just be at a family function and just let that moment sink in. And 25, 30, 35, 40, 50 years from now, you're gonna be able to let that sink in and appreciate the music and the understanding of this man's lane. And without further ado, I got this young man by the name of Ronn David mic'd up in On Legacy Showcase. And Mr. David, how you doing, sir?
What's up, my friend? How you doing, man?
Beautiful, man. Beautiful. Hey, I'm a fan first, but you know, I became a real deep fan listening to this new single you got on iTunes that's available right now. I Want Your Lovin', sir. We just played it. And we got a lot of people going bananas off this song, and I know the videos on iTunes, YouTube, people can pick that up and take a listen to and look at visually. But job well done, young man, on this song. Job well done.
Look, man, I appreciate it. I'm sitting here blushing. You can't see me because it's radio, but I'm blushing right now. Those are nice words. I appreciate that, brother. Thank you. I'm going to keep working hard because I got to live up to what you just said.
Oh, come on now. I think you've already done this. Once I roll off your resume, I think people really understand that you are definitely on top of your game. And before I start talking about a lot of what you've accomplished so far in your music career and just your career in general, like I want to talk about this single, though. It's when you first heard it, finished it, put it down, did everything you can before you released it, did you feel this is just one of those songs where I just think a lot of people was going to relate to it in a lot of different age brackets?
Well, to be absolutely honest, that's what I hoped for. You know, you can only hope. It's almost like a child, man. You raise it up, you do your best, and then you got to let it go. You know, so when we came up with the idea about it, I just wanted something for people to feel good. It just kind of bounce when you're in your car at the barbecue, you wake up in the morning, and a story that everybody could relate to. It doesn't matter race, creed, color. Just, you know, hey, I want your loving, have some fun, and everybody knows that story. You know, and the response has been so positive that I'm just like, you know, inside I can't even tell you, man. It's a wonderful thing. Thank you very much.
You thanking me? I'm pretty sure I can speak on behalf of the fan base, new and established, that, I mean, we should thank you for giving us something not just to rock to with our top down on a nice sunny day. If it doesn't matter where you at. I mean, I'm pretty sure there's a lot of sunny days, and it's not, you know, even during the snowstorms and the rainy days, this song is still gonna brighten your day. So we should thank you for that. And I mentioned Ron that you have that DNA of you have a lot of roots that's pretty much just, you have that music DNA. So, do you feel like anything that you do something on the music level, you're trying to not just mirror your parents, but also just trying to be able to continue to uphold that legacy that they left?
Well, those are some big shoes to fill, but I mean, I'm honored to even have the opportunity, man. You know, everybody doesn't get the chance to follow their dreams, you know, so the first out the gate, I'm like blessed and thankful that I get that chance. But my mom and dad, they were serious about it, you know, so there comes a time that walking in somebody else's shadow, you have to be able to step out and make your own footsteps. My mom used to tell me all the time, she would say, you know, God bless the child has got his own, you know. So she just meant for me to say that if you want to leave your mark, if you want to say something, have something to say, you have to say it in your voice. So doing my own music. But the opportunities that I've been afforded because of who my parents were gave me the chances and, you know, breaks. So when you get an opportunity and if you're prepared, you get success. So I just always try to be prepared, man. I try to do the best I can, and I appreciate that people have responded and like it so much.
When did you, at the age that I'm pretty sure you're going to let us know, like when did you know, like, you know what, this is my passion? Granted, you have that musical background, and you have those roots, and everybody can say it's in your DNA, but sometimes you might veer into another profession. You might want to have been a doctor or something like that. But at what age made you realize that this is really something that I want to be able to continue to do for a lifetime?
Well, you know what? It's a funny story you should say that, man, because I was singing since I was little. You know, just because you could. I didn't really know it was anything I wanted to do. It was just I heard music all around my house. You know, my mom could sing, my dad could sing, my uncles and aunts could sing. So it was just something that was musically family. But as I got older, when I really started realizing who they were, I actually went the opposite way. I went to Howard University on a football scholarship. I wanted to be a professional athlete just so that I could, you know, be different. But the little quick story is that, you know how they haze you as a freshman?
Yes,
they tried to
indeed.
embarrass me, and they put me up on the table and said, you know, we're going to embarrass you to sing. So, and it didn't turn out the way they thought it was going to be something different than it was. And once I got there at school and started singing, I realized how much I loved it. So it's been all my life, man. But, you know, getting serious about it, I'd say right out of college. You know.
Okay. Because I know there's a lot of people out there, it doesn't matter what age, race, whatever. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people out there just knowing what works or what works and knowing how rugged this entertainment business can be. I know there's a lot of people out there that's probably dying to know, you know, again, despite all the roots and the backgrounds and things like that, what drives you, the motivation to still stay with a very, in most cases, shaky field as far as the entertainment business?
Yeah, love, man. It's just love for music. If you're going into it because you want to be a celebrity or you want to be a star, that's not going to work, because it's an up and down. It's like a relationship, man. You're going to have good days, you're going to have bad days, but if it's something you want to do, I mean, I wake up in the morning and I just hear songs. I hear music in my head. I listen to other people, and I think of different ways of doing what I hear. You know, you honor somebody. I'll hear some old Smokey or something, and I think of how I could do that, but a little bit different. It's just something that's just in you. You know what I mean? Like, you just have this ability, and you just can't think of anything else, you know. But you have to have the drive, and you have to keep trying hard. You never give up. You know what I mean? You just not something you're doing as a pastime, you know, like a side thing. So if you want to do it, get serious and get about your business.
Ronn David is our guest on Legacy Showcase, and as a guy who's toured with Rick James, and you performed at the White House, and you know you was on Why Do Fools Fall in Love, opposite Halle Berry. You know, you appeared in the movies about temptations, Five Heartbeats, etc. The movie aspect of a lot of different things when it comes to it now, and I'm pretty sure you probably heard this question before, but I mean, just kind of talk about just the evolution of music from how it was when you first started and watching your parents go through some of the ups and downs, the highs and lows, compared to just how it is now, not just in music but also in television and movies.
That's a great question, man. When my parents were starting out, it was really a smaller field. You know, you had three TV stations: NBC, ABC, CBS, and the radios. You know, it was you made your mark by going to the state. Now with the technology of Facebook and Twitter and all of the things, iTunes, you can reach the world sitting in your front room. You know, you don't have to leave your apartment.
Right.
Everybody, any young individual with an idea or musical thing can do it now with a computer. Technology has made it available to a lot more people to give it a shot, you know. But you have to look at it from the point of that it's the concept of the music, what you're saying, no matter what it is, no matter techno, house, whatever. If you're saying something that people remember. One of the biggest songs of this year said nothing more than "I'm happy, I'm feeling good," you know, "I'm happy." That's not a heavy thing, man. That's just something everybody can relate to, and you're like, wow, okay, you know. It's not a doom and gloom. It's something that touches people on a primal level. It's just, you know, I'm happy. I want to be in here with the roof off. You know, let's just let the wind blow on my head. And you can relate to that. So if you're going to do something, do it from the way you feel it. There's no rules. The one thing I always say is, like, you know, if you want to do something, they told the Wright brothers, you know, you can't fly. You know, the world is flat. There was always somebody that said you couldn't do something. And then there was someone that came along and said, yes, I can. So I'm like, be that person that says, yes, I can. You know, just give it a shot.
You mentioned happy, and let's just go ahead and, you know, I'm not trying to I guess pop your collar in a lot of ways, but can we please throw "I Want Your Lovin'" in there too, as far as in that same kind of realm? I'm just saying. I think we should. I just think we should.
Okay.
I just wanted to say that simple. I think simple is good, and it's meaningful, and it has that power. It doesn't have to be complicated when it comes to music. If you express yourself in a way where it's simple, happy is simple. I Want Your Lovin' is simple. If we articulate ourselves that way in a matter where it's coming off 110% genuine, you can do no wrong. Correct?
Man, you said a mouthful, brother. That's it. You know, it's just being like what's the saying? You know, keep it 100. Absolutely. It's just, you know, it's something that's universal. You know, I want your loving. You know, you got me. I'm all caught up into you, and I'm gonna tell you that I'm not gonna try to be fake. I'm not gonna try to be phony. Here's what I'm thinking. I would like to get with you, and me and you. I'm spellbound. It's simple, nice little groove. Be sexy about it. You know, be a man, be a woman. Everybody knows how that is. You know what I mean? Have we gotten to the point where we are given so much? We're given so much stations. We're given so many online radio stations. It's a blessing and a curse. Let's make sure we make that perfectly clear, because it could be used for good, but it's used a lot for evil as well. We're given so much. Do you feel like it's sometimes we get so bogged down that not just as consumers, but also just in as far as generations goes, that we do lose our way and we do forget about just some of the simple things that matter when it comes to music, each other, etc. Yeah, you know, I've never heard it quite phrased that way, but that's a very good way to put it. I mean, you have so much to pick from, and you forget about the genuineness of a song, of a relationship, of people being honest and good with each other. You know, that because you have so much out there, you know, you don't focus on what's right or what's good. I mean, I don't know if you're a little comic book. What's the Spider-Man thing? You know, For those that are given much, much is expected.
That's right.
Great responsibility, all of that.
Yep. With great power comes great responsibility. Got that right.
Absolutely.
Yep.
And in the day when my parents were doing stuff, you had a much limited amount of people that you could reach and amount of artists that made it. People were always discovered. Now it's the next big thing. Somebody sitting in their room and you can be a star by running out and shooting somebody or jumping off a wall, doing something crazy.
Mm-hmm.
You want to be remembered for, you want to make an imprint in life that means something. I would love to leave here and people said Ron was a good guy. He was truthful with us, and if they listen to my music, it's honest. That's all it is. Nothing heavy. Just it was honest and from his heart.
And I think that's fair, and I think that's hopefully we can be able to teach our younger generation that, and even some of the ones that's kind of in the middle as far as our young adults who really don't know their way, because to me, I think that's all we're here for. We're here to be able to live the best of lives that we can and leave something that's going to matter for the next generation, and I think a lot of people miss that because, everybody's here for the here and now, like, okay, yeah, I'm here, I'm going to get what I can, and that's it. And in a lot of cases, it doesn't factor in, especially when you have children. It magnifies tenfold when you have kids. You definitely want to leave something positive and something for your kids to be proud of and things like that as well. But at the same time, even if you don't have kids, you want to be remembered for something. You're going to leave that legacy for somebody to say, hey, I remember when this man, woman, or child was on earth, this is what they did and how they did it, and I was inspired by that.
Man, that's absolutely. Because, see, the kids today, they don't know anything about that you could, entertainers or black entertainers to be specific, you could sing for our audience, but you couldn't walk in the front door. You couldn't eat with them, So when people ask me, like, oh, you trying to make it on your own, or, does it bother you? I'm like, nah, the stuff that my parents went through just so that I could be able to walk down the street, drive a car, have the rights and things I have today are because they went through it. Doo-wop was in the 50s. Motown came in the 60s and built off of that. Then you got the 70s with the funk and the Rick James stuff. Every generation piggybacks off the other.
Absolutely.
You got to pay attention to that. Pay tribute to the past. That's how you get to the future, bro.
Absolutely. Ronn David is our guest on Legacy Showcase, and a couple of quick ones before we let you go. And I Want Your Lovin' is available on iTunes. Go pick it up now. Go do it. Make sure you type in Ronn, R-O-N-N, David, I Want Your Lovin' on iTunes and get it. I got it, and I got it twice. I love your team for giving it to me, but it just wouldn't feel right if I wouldn't have bought it. So I went in. I heard it. Before I purchased it, and I was like, ooh, I got to get it because I got to have one in the house and I got to have one in the car, so I made a couple of purchases, right? So the quick story before I ask you another question, I have a quick story. So I was in my car today, and my younger brother, I went and stopped by to give his, my niece her birthday gift, and I was listening to it as he came down the stairs. So he was like, oh, who's that? And I was like, it's Ronn David. So I'm actually about to interview this guy. He's probably listening now as we speak. So you know what he did? He went in my car.
What?
He popped over my CD and he took my CD. He was like, I know you got another one, right? And he just took that one. It's like, thanks for my gift, even though you didn't give me anything else. So he took one of mine, but I still got one in the house though. Just FYI, I still got it, but I did tell him to go buy it, even though he did take it from me though. But he was just like, wow, he was mesmerized just by the soulfulness of it, and we was talking about it, outside, and we were just saying how meaningful and it matters when it comes to music like that, because music's a powerful thing. I mean, it could make you feel loved. You could shed a tear. It could inspire you, and it could just make you think. And he said in 2 minutes of hearing it, he was like, all right, I'm good. I'm sold. This man has sold me already, so I'm good to go. So I just wanted to throw that out there and just let you know.
Oh man, that's wow. I don't even know what to say, bro. I'm like pumping inside. He song. He just snapped the
He
song.
he took man. He took my CD, man. He took my CD out. But at the same time, I was like, you know what? Go ahead, man. Just make sure you go ahead and buy it, listen to it, and let it soak in and appreciate what great music is. So he was like, you know what? He was already sold after listening to it. So you got a new fan. Just put it out there.
And tell him he got one too. Tell him I said he got one too.
So, right, is this the start of an album for you right now? As far as this single, I know it's catching fire. A lot of people, not just myself, but a lot of people listening, they love it. They're moved by it. So, what's in store as far as further endeavors, as far as an album and things?
Yeah, I'm in the studio working on that now. Got a few songs that we just finished, and I'm more about quality than quantity. So I want to make sure, I'm just hanging on, make sure they're right. But I've got a big ballad called I Adore You, and it's a big, beautiful, all you can say is Whitney Houston-type ballad, but it's contemporary. Right. And it's just basically saying that, how people say, I love you so much that it really kind of loses its edge? People will say it quickly. I wanted to find a way to say something that meant more than that. And, so I adore you. And it's just a story of telling a person how much they really, really mean to you from the bottom of their heart, And once I drop that, I'm going to definitely hit you with that so you could be first one to put it out there for me. But
please do. I definitely want to celebrate it. I mean, you making me feel like, young radio back in the day where it was just exciting to play music and we could spin it again just because we love it and the listeners listening to it and they call in or send an email and request it or they can get on social media. How you feeling about all things social media nowadays? As far as Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all that stuff.
Well, there's always good with the bad, but I mean, it's like I said, if you use your powers for good, you're cool. But if you want to be evil,
yes, indeed.
If you're a supervillain, you're a supervillain. So, but
amen to that.
The opportunity to reach people is just incredible. Technology on your phone at the touch of a dial, you're never out of contact with people, man. It's
right.
That's some difference right there, But it gives people a forum, Everybody, like what you would say is the common person. The common person can now get their thoughts and feelings out there just like anybody else, and that's pretty cool,
That is. I'm looking. The video that you have for I Want Your Lovin' is hot. People definitely can go on YouTube, check it out. All you got to do is search Ronn David, RONN David. Check it out. I Want Your Lovin'. It's getting a lot of love. Not just the people posting, their appreciation for the music, but also continue to push that line and go on iTunes. Go grab the single. 99 cents is not a bad investment on timeless music, because I feel like if you do love it, it's only your right. It's your duty. It's your privilege too to go pick it up and go buy it. I'm just saying. So make sure y'all go ahead and check that out. Where you at on Facebook? Are you on Facebook right now too as well, Ron?
Yeah, I'm Ronn David on Facebook. Yep, and we got RonnDavid.com is the website, man. On Twitter is Ronn David Music. So I'd love people to hit me up on there. That'd be great. I would appreciate it.
Well, right here at Nexxlegacy Radio, we're gonna continue to support you and show that appreciation. And you know us. We're only a phone call away, man. So if there's anything you do, you know what? Before I let you go, when it comes to going out and doing shows and tours and stuff like that, you're available and ready, right? Where can they find you? If they want you.
Right on the website, and they can call you, man, because you can reach me. You know that.
No doubt. Hey, you can go to Ron. You go to Ron. Was it RonnDavid.com and Ronn David Music on
Ron
Twitter?
David. Yes, and I would love to come out and people, man. Definitely looking forward to that.
Or you can call it, or you can call me. I'll relay it to my man real quick too. So that's not a problem. As long as we keep the communication lines open, the listeners out there, they love you from different states, overseas as well. And I appreciate you stopping by. And yeah, you get your new single once it's done. But you know what? We gotta let this one marinate too, though. So we gotta continue to spread that love for this single too. So your next one, you know, you always invited to come here and hang out, man. Definitely.
You're the man. I appreciate that, my brother. Thank you so much for the kind words, man. And you're doing a great job, too.
Thank you, man. I appreciate you, man. I really do. And blessings to you. And shout out to your team as well. Team Ronn David and blessings, man. You know, we'll talk offline, too, man, because, you know, like I said, man, music is a powerful thing, and you are motivating me to death. So I appreciate you, man. Before we even cross paths, man, you motivated me, and see that's the power of music right there, bro.
Oh man, I appreciate that, cuz just trying to do my part, you know.
Hey, so, continue to do it. Continue to do it. Blaze that trail for us, man, and other people that's inspired by your music and how you get down, man. Blessings to you. Thank you for calling in.
All right, my brother. You take care. Peace.
You do the same. That is Ronn David. Hey, you want to listen to it again? I want you loving. You got it, right?
Nexxlegacy.